we're back. We're back, everyone. Here we are in Aberdeen, apparently. Aberdeen.
Oh.
Aberdeen is Scotland still, but we have left the capital of Scotland behind and traveled north. This is our second city in a row that's the furthest north we have ever been.
Yes.
Eventually, we'll get too far north. And we'll have to go to Mars to go. That doesn't work. All right, let's go. Because this is a long slideshow. So, is that Julia?
Yes.
The
one.
Pretty, isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she gorgeous, everyone?
The one on the left is us traveling from Edinburgh to Aberdeen, which is based kind of our favorite.
Yeah, this is definitely one of our favorite cities for the whole trip. Say. Not just, in Scotland, it certainly was, a star, but it is competitive everywhere.
And it is a little more, not quite as commercial as touristy.
This isn't Waikiki, everybody.
No, Edinburgh I would compare to Waikiki, honestly. This is just much more, it is urban, but it's not crazy, and it's not, anyway.
So let's talk about, it says the Science Center, but this is inside Bon Accord. We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this?
Well, so it's clearly for kids. It's an interactive, kind of how they have a lot of dials and things for them to climb on and take pictures.
Yeah, this is just like a store had vacated and they put this up. Fantastic.
It's much more of an exhibit. Yeah.
I think that's
it's
fair.
Just really cool.
Let me show you some other things on the walls. So this guy's kind of famous, Alan Turing.
We might have talked about
him in Manchester, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're not going to read the quotes. There's Katherine Johnson.
And of
course. If you saw Hidden Figures.
Yep.
That's her. So it's not like they're only doing Brits like Alan Turing or Scotsmen. They're doing everybody science related. Fantastic job.
Yep.
Kind of honoring and showing people.
And this is also part of the mall.
Right, this is also in Bon Accord. So I spent so much time resetting this because I just couldn't walk past it because when kids play, they finish the game, they end with a checkmate, they don't reset the board. I'm like, oh no! So I would reset the board and then immediately people would start playing and I'm like, yes, it's all my fault.
I have to admit, it's really cute. So a lot of times, little kids, because the pieces, while they're big, are very light. So you'll have 4-year-olds picking up a pawn and then just placing it anywhere, but it's as big as they are. It's super cute.
That's fair. It's definitely toddler-sized pieces.
But at the same time, I'm just kind of I don't think even the parents know how to play chess, or they would at least be trying to teach them rules.
Then one time I reset the chessboard, and I think, and all I was doing, I wasn't playing a game, I was just resetting the chessboard, and as I walked away, I saw a group of kids who clearly were chess players approach the thing because now they're like, oh, what a great idea, because I'm making havoc by moving around so people notice this thing and they're like, oh, I'll play. Anyway, that's enough about the chessboard, I think. So
we didn't really get any food in Bon Accord. They had a Thai tea, which we did. So that was kind of fun. This was a meal that we got in our hotel. It was a Premier Inn. We like our Premier Inns.
So it's probably a Time. Was that the name of their
restaurant? Time
spelled like the spice, not the clock.
Right. And they just had a little bit of a fancier fare. So we got to try a little bit of their fancier stuff.
Pounds and pounds of it.
Yeah.
That's a pun. Everyone.
Yeah. Right. Good food.
A note pricey about Bon Accord. I'm going to go back really quick.
Oh, yeah, go back.
Because, so Bon Accord means kind of good agreement. It's actually the city's motto, so you're going to see it again somewhere maybe. But if you go back, way back, 700 years or so, it was a secret Masonic code that Robert the Bruce used when capturing, and then of course destroying, the British-held Aberdeen Castle. There's your history and Masonic history for this lesson. All right, I'm moving on.
All right. So there was another mall, but it was not nearly as close. So it was much bigger mall, much further away. We still walked to it though. And there was a kiosk that basically had
Turkish food,
candies and sweets.
So yes, that's Turkish delight.
So yes. all different flavors of Turkish delight.
Nom.
Oh my God, it was so good.
The other thing is it was connected to the station, so this is how we had to go to leave.
Yes. So, and then of course on the right, I mean the left, you have the kind of traditional Turkish baklava with less chocolates and more pistachios. So.
Fair enough. Lots of honey. All right, let's talk about our big night there. This is the Robert Burns night. Now, Robert Burns, I think we talked about him a little bit, is the Bard of Scotland. And every January 25th is his night. This was actually the 26th, but we were traveling, and so this is perfect. How Scottish is this? Oh, well, here we go.
So you see all the flags there.
Yep.
So you got this kind of dapper gentleman, and he was our DJ for the night.
He's definitely the DJ.
Yeah.
Now, I think we got to talk about what Alba is and how incredibly Scottish this evening
Oh
was.
my gosh. Okay.
Let's get a little political here. So Alba is the political movement in Scotland for Scottish independence. So I know we felt pretty Scottish and everything going to Macbeth in Edinburgh, but I would say that going to a Robert Burns night in Aberdeen with the party that wants Scottish independence is significantly more Scottish. We were in the basement of a pub that was actually closed. They opened up just for this, and this was the fundraiser for the political party.
We didn't know it was a fundraiser.
No, we had no idea. We were just there
party.
for
We were
Robert
just
Burns.
like Googling Robert Burns, and they were pretty inexpensive in comparison.
Just
but
a
as
few
you can
quid each.
see, there's little posters. They have flags everywhere. They have flags you can wave. They have flags you can put up. They have giant flags.
There were no British flags, funny enough.
Not a single one in sight. There was no red anywhere. No red, just the white and blue.
Yes.
And they also gave us like lapel pins and
information
badges.
booklets. Yeah.
And it was just gift after gift.
Oh, and the alcohol.
Oh, the alcohol kept flowing. So I, of course, wanted a Guinness with my meal, which
naturally
I did get. But see the little cup kind of in the back there?
Shot glasses.
Shot glasses. Those had a liquid in it that they kept giving to us.
Yeah, so the shot that this place is known for is the Rusty Nail. If you haven't had it, you should maybe try it. It is strong. And it was free. And then so was the next one. And the next one.
And I think because I am a giggly person, when I have enough alcohol in me, and I was just delighting the older crowd.
It was mostly people older than us, not universally, but
yeah, most 95% of the people there were much older. I was the only person of color there, but they did not make me feel uncomfortable about it at all. We got to talk about
haggis.
Oh my gosh, haggis!
Haggis, neeps, and tatties.
Oh my god, neeps and tatties. Okay.
No, go for it. It was your first experience with it.
It was really good. Like I thought I had this image in my head of what haggis was supposed to be, and it was not this. It had a nice kind of burnt, crusty thing. They did say that they baked theirs, so they shoved it in the oven, let it burn a little bit, let it crisp up, and it was
this is homemade. Somebody made it at the house and just brought it in with the foil.
And meeps and tatties are basically it's just mashed potatoes or like turnip like thing.
It's turnips.
And so delicious. Super, super delicious. This is just a traditional thing that they eat, and with a little bit of gravy on top.
Yeah, we just got to be a little brave if you have never had it before. I had it before.
It has a good amount of spice, and I had joked that this is where England kept all their flavor in their food.
They England didn't know how to do it, so we had to cross over to Scotland because like England was like, darn it, if only we could figure out how to do it. And the Scots are up here doing this and this.
It actually had like good spices in it, more than just salt and pepper, and so it was actually really good.
We really are salty at the Brits. All right, let's move along a little.
Of course, my first bite.
Look at that face.
Very surprised. I was wonderfully pleasantly surprised. It was so good that I had to text everybody home saying, I tried haggis, here's a picture of me.
You keep sliding away.
So anyway, and then one of our quote unquote next door table companions was like, let me get a picture of the both of you enjoying it. So he grabbed Daniel's phone and shot a picture.
And he was actually from
Canada?
Yeah, British Columbia.
Yeah, Canada, yeah.
And he does food tours of all things. We'll have to send this to him.
Yes.
Make sure he sees this.
Yes.
All right. Moving along.
Moving on. Okay.
Oh, Robert the Bruce.
So, anybody
this is just right outside of a school, so Robert the Bruce is kind of a big deal.
So if you don't know anything about Scottish history, which I wouldn't be surprised about, Robert the Bruce is the king.
Yeah.
That is often is in the movie Braveheart. He's kind of glossed over.
Yeah,
as not the real hero.
Right. No, he was the guy doing the crazy violent things to make Scotland Scotland. I mean, we'll get to...
So was Mr. William Wallace.
You know what? Let's talk about William Wallace.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's
so
William
the other
Wallace.
statue was like human size. This is not. This is like a Goliath. He's like
right.
double my height.
I don't want to do the comparison because it's just a little weird. But when I think of like Martin Luther King and like Malcolm X, people, I kind of equate them.
Well, that doesn't quite work. They're both violent, killing people.
Right. But one kind of gets glossed over through history, and the other one is more praised.
They were aligned.
Yes.
A lot more than we realize. Always?
Right.
No. Calm down.
Right.
Things are complicated. Right. We're not going to try to teach the history. So this is a massive statue in kind of the center of... and I want to show it in another perspective. So that's... Oh, I love this shot. So there's a theater for His Majesty, and that is not... Robert the Bruce or any of the other...
Not Robert the Bruce. No.
So what we're making fun of is, the Brits. And so you can just picture him saying, look at this guy.
Look at this guy. His hands up and everything like, this guy gets honored, not us, right? Yeah. So His Majesty is...
Oh, look, I've got another one.
Oh, that's a better one.
So you see he's on a giant pedestal because that's who he is.
Pretty sure His Majesty was referred to Queen Victoria's husband.
Well, that would have historically been
Prince Albert.
Yeah, so but eventually we're talking about there's a king right now that doesn't change, so it's still
basically
His Majesty.
The crown's majesty,
right.
if you will.
There are theaters that change from his to her. This one's always his, and always has. William Wallace being like, schmuck.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at it and be
because it's right there. And it's not just, I'm manipulating the angle. No, he really is pointing at it.
He really is pointing at it going,
like,
what is this guy doing
there? Garbage?
What is this?
So he was found guilty of treason by the British, and he's like, well, that's impossible because I'm not British. How could I do treason against your terrible country? And they're like, well, because you're treasonous. So they put him to death because, yay, England.
So this is just a slight feature of our future video.
So we're just hinting at this. This is kind of part of the War Memorial or Museum entrance. It's around the corner. So a teaser for what's to come. Okay, so from where we were standing, looking up at William Wallace, this is looking the other direction. There's a park down there in the blue.
It's so beautiful.
And it's fantastic. There's even a slide from the top to the bottom.
Yep.
This, not that you know where I'm pointing, hang on. This is actually a bar-ish kind of thing, so it just extends and extends. This is the railroad tracks when you're coming through here, or if there are any plot twists and we end up here again, we'd see it. So look, it says Bon Accord because it's the city's motto.
Yep. So you can take the stairs, you can take a giant ramp, or if you're a little kid, you can go down the slide. So there's 3 ways to get down to the bottom.
Yes.
And they had beautiful artwork. Metal artwork.
Fractally Escher-ish kind of bats.
They had a really cool animals like panthers and bears, but we couldn't quite get really good. This was the best angle shot we could get to kind of give an idea. And of course,
we gotta talk about. So Barclay's a really great organization. They're a bank that likes to fund people who do, supply stuff to Israel and the IDF. So anyway, that's why it's not Travelodge. Nobody has an issue with Travelodge as far as I know. It's definitely the bank in the bottom.
It's the Barclays. What was great about Aberdeen was that they explained their distaste for Barclays a little better than Edinburgh did.
Right, and also just a quick show. I had to crop some of these pictures because there were lots of kids.
Lots of kids,
and they were angry too.
Yep.
And this is our last slide, so this is the one we're going to just end this on. I think this is a good spot to end it, don't you? This is a great spot.
Kind of give you an idea.
There will be another video for Aberdeen.
We do have a museum there.
We do, right. It might be a shorter video, in fairness, but everybody enjoy yourselves, and we'll catch you around next time.
See you next time. Bye.